So, a lot of the reason why I had a 25-year smoking and drinking addiction with a slew of other things that came with that is because I had a broken heart. And life is not perfect. God never promised that we would live a perfect life because we live in an imperfect world. So, yeah. Now, I promise this is not a sob story. Light up with me. So I went through my childhood and my adulthood not being loved properly. So I didn't learn how to love myself and I didn't know how to love others properly. It was like a false narrative or like a false reality of what I thought was love. So I ended up developing unhealthy patterns and unhealthy habits when it came down to being in relationships and also when it came down to taking care of me. Now, I knew something was wrong with me mentally and emotionally as well as spiritually because I just never felt complete. I never felt whole. And I used to look at television shows and movies, even though I know that's fake, but I used to be like, yo, I don't have that. I don't have what they have as a family unit. I don't have what they have as a couple. Like I know something's missing. When in all reality, I was missing God. I was missing the fullness of God's love in my life. Even though it was there, I just hadn't accepted it. But it was always available to me. I was just in my own little bubble, in my own little world of, what was me. Now, November of 2024, the very beginning of November, I remember I was just fed up. I was like I felt stuck. I felt like out of place. I felt like I wasn't going nowhere. My life was stagnant. I was depressed. I was very highly anxious. So, I had a conversation with God and I was like, God, like I'm stuck. I'm depressed. I don't feel loved. I don't feel like I belong. I don't even know what my purpose is. All I'm doing is drinking and smoking every day. I was really getting sick of that, but I was addicted and I couldn't break the addiction myself. And I was just like, I was sad. I went through a slew of breakups, failed relationships. I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy as how I was mothering. I wasn't happy with my career. I didn't have peace. I didn't have peace. And I was sad. I was lonely and I didn't have peace. And I just remember going on this tangent, like this rant to God. Mind you, I'm kind of litty, but I don't care. I don't care where you are in your walk. Don't ever stop talking to God. I don't care if you don't feel like you are worthy of talking to God. Always talk to God because He hears you.